This is a recap of Thursday, October 15th. Today we split into two groups based on how students did on this week's quiz. The students who were understanding how to add and subtract integers, I sent to work on the CAMI assignment, and they went to this video to check. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, a sample of this, so you can see what it is. Explanation of the rest of CAMI week 4. So the target for page 4 is to add integers. So I'm going to stop that video, and that is found right here on today's agenda. So if you're watching this recap, you might want to also watch the CAMI week 4 explained. It goes through pages 4 through 9 with an explanation and all the answer. It's basically an answer key with an explanation. The remaining students stayed, and we worked on the following. We pulled a whiteboard up, and I had students take notes, and we did problems like the following. We did integer problems, for example, 5 plus 3. And there's two different ways that we thought about it. One was with integer pieces, or chips, positive and negative. And another thing we call zero pair. So if I had 5 positives, and I indicate positive, with yellow. So there's 5 yellow, and I add 3 more positives. Then what we have all together is 8 positives. So that's one way we thought about it. And another way we could think about it is with a number line. So if we started at 0 and we went to 5 on the number line, and plus means we go to the right and it's positive, and we go 3 more, we'd end at 8. Another problem that we did was, what if we had negative 5 plus 3? Then we would do 5 of these pieces, but this time when we shaded them in, they'd be shaded in red because they're negative. So this is negative 5. And we would add to that 3 positives, and that's indicated by yellow. And what we learned this week is that these create what's called a zero pair. Plus 1 minus 1, or plus 1 minus 1 is 0. Plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1. So these all get zeroed out. And this is all we have left is negative 2. Another way to think about that is to start at 0, go to negative 5, add 3 by going back 3 more. So that's negative 5. And we end up at negative 2. So using the number line. We'll do a couple more examples. Let's try negative 5, and we're going to add more negative than the positive that we have. Let's say 12. So we'll start with 5 negatives and add 12 positives. So these would cancel out as zeros, leaving us with 7. Again, if we wanted to look at a number line, we could have a 0, and we would start at 0, go to -5, and then add positive. That means we're going to go this direction 12. So this would take up 5 of it, and then another 7. If you are watching this and you want more examples, all you need to do is make a request to come to office hours, come to office hours, make a request and say, I would like to see more examples. And I could make another video, or I could do it live for you so you could see more examples of how to either use a number line or use integer chips to add and subtract integers. We didn't really get into subtraction today. And then we spent the last 15 minutes of class going to classwork, going to Desmos, and this is a game. So I'll demonstrate the game for you. Let me log in. And card 1, you just hit deal. And there's a robot here that's going to check to see that you're doing this correctly. And the game is to put the same amount on each, the red and the blue. So I put 5 over there and a total of 5 right here, and I hit submit. And it checks it for me, and it gives me a score. That's a maximum score, so I go on. Next one, I hit deal. And I notice that 7 and 3 is 10. 8 and 2 is 10. And I'm going to hit submit. And it checks that they're equal, nice work, but I could have got a little higher score. So I'm going to try again. And I'm going to notice that I can replace this 7 with a 6 and a 1. And see if that gets me a little higher score. And it does. That's 5 out of 5. So this week you don't have to get the highest score, but to get full credit, you just play this game. And it gets each one a little bit more challenging. This one has some negative numbers. So maybe I will kind of try to zero these things out. If I put up, let's say a 2 and a -2, that's 0. And if I put, looks like I can't get quite to 0. I'm pretty close though. If I have a 5 and a 4, I'm at 1. So in one of our periods, we decided let's just put this 1 over here and check that. And each side equals 1, but I could redo this and use all these. So you don't have to. There's a little explanation that you do there, and then you try another one, and you keep going until you get to the end where there's a challenge. And we can see already that Devin, Jacob, and Genevieve in this period have created challenges for other students. And that is a recap for Thursday, October 15th.